Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Behold, the original Rolex Oyster Perpetual Sea-Dweller. This is a timepiece that represents a 6.19 million serial number, so right on the fracture between the year 1979 and the decade of the 1980s. The watch is of the white Sea-Dweller generation. The reds were done by the time this example was made, but you can see it has a beautifully symmetrical pumpkin-style fade on its tritium dial. A lovely watch in steel, 40 millimeters in diameter. It is 16.8 millimeters thick, and you can see it's got a rotund case back and a particularly thick plexiglass crystal. So that's 16.8 millimeters thick, 47.4 from lug to lug tip. Although this is not a solid end link 93150 bracelet, you can see that the links nevertheless project beyond the end of the case. So it has a total distance across the wrist of 49.9 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now this is a Rolex certified pre-owned Oyster Perpetual Sea-Dweller. So 1665, it is the origin of the species, so to speak. So you can see on the dial, we got a 610 meter rating and a helium escape valve and profile, a wonderfully evocative case back, which has been a constant through the years of the Sea-Dweller. They often feature non-generic case backs, unlike other Rolex watches. The bracelet, we're gonna throw it on my wrist, then we'll talk about its particulars. I'll remove my glove just for the wrist shot so you can actually see my wrist, which is kind of a necessity. Now the timepiece wears nicely. It is thick, but that sort of cupped case back sinks down. So when it's sized down, this is suitable for a wrist, I'm going to say a 15 centimeters circumference or larger. My wrist is 16 centimeters, and you can see I've got a little bit of clearance on either side, so I could size down my wrist a little bit and still wear this well. It's not thin by any means, but no one expects that of an aggressive dive watch. Okay, and my glove comes back. By the way, these are the Rolex approved gloves. My original baggy gloves, they didn't like. Now, taking a look at the bracelet now. This is a CP12 code 93150 with 585 end links. I'll show you all of this for verification. There you go, right there. 93150, 585. We'll go inside the clasp, look around. There you can see CP12 93150. And as you can see, this bracelet is in outstanding condition. Taking a quick look, it's an oyster style, but it has the hollow end links, hollow center links, so it's got a little bit of that vintagey Rolex style rattle. Inside the clasp, you can see we've got the flip lock dive extension, and then we have several different pairs of divots, so you can dismount the spring bar and move it to change the anchoring point of the bracelet for the sake of fit. We also have removable links on both sides that are fixed by screws, so you can use your jeweler's screwdriver to size down or size up as necessary. The lugs are in good shape. Now you can see that they're still quite full. The spring bars aren't protruding from the end. Rolex certified pre-owned does not mean the watch has been made perfect. So for example, you could see that there is a scratch on the bezel. You could see that the case is not immaculate. The idea here is to preserve as much fabric as possible. We have a trip lock crown in steel. You know that because it has 3 symmetrical dots. And of course, we have the case back. And Sea-Dwellers are often some of the only interesting Rolex case backs that are non-display because they do have unique text. And of course, the Sea-Dweller and also, in period, the Submariner were early recipients of the helium escape valve that Rolex developed at the end of the 1960s for saturation divers. So if you are a saturation diver and you're diving for hours, days, or even weeks, your one big decompression is going to require the release of helium gas from inside the watch. And so that little automatic opening helium escape valve and profile, it does that. Now, of course, we are looking at a very different era of dive watch. So we've got a super thick plexiglass, but then we've also got a bidirectional rotating bezel, which is going to be a little bit weird for those who've been raised on the ISO 6425, but this was very much the thing back then. So we've got a tritium dial, but then I'm also going to clarify that because these watches always have to meet a serviceability standard, we do have a luminescent bezel pearl as well as 3 luminescent hands hands on the dial, so they are service replacement. Now, those hands are Rolex white gold service replacement hands. You may ask, why not use the original hands? Because unlike many vendors, we are Rolex certified pre-owned. So many vendors would press on unserviceable hands. They're going to scrape the dial, scrape each other, and move around. Or they will glue them back into place so that you have a matched set of hands and dials. That's not going to pass CPO. So for the sake of serviceability, we have a set of Rolex service replacement hands. If it doesn't match the dial, again, this is a watch that's designed to be used, not sit in a safe. Taking a look at the dial, you can see it's got the distinctive matte aesthetic of older Rolex watches prior to the mid-1980s. And of course, we've got a distinctive metallic sort of brushed grain to the date disc. Now, this is in the era of hacking, but not quick-set dates. So 1971 Rolex watches with the 1500 series movements got hacking seconds. So you can see I do have hacking seconds. I do not have a quick set date. Okay, inside the case, we have Rolex caliber 1575, 28.5 millimeters in diameter, 26 jewels. It's a automatic winder with a 48-hour power reserve. It's got a quirky vintagey beat rate of 19,800 vibrations per hour, and it is free sprung, 5-position adjusted, and it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It also features a Breguet profile overcoil hairspring for concentric breathing and consistent timekeeping in every physical position. So this watch remains a formidable timekeeper to this day. Of course, the timepiece inside and out is vintage, though the bracelet is of a more recent vintage, as are the hands. This is one designed to be a faithful companion and a daily driver. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Rolex certified pre-owned watches are backed and authenticated by Rolex. Should any reconditioning be necessary, it will be to a Rolex certified standard, and any parts invested Rolex factory original. Should the initial retail box, paper, and accessory set still accompany the watch, it will be included with the sale. But no matter what, a certified pre-owned box and paper set starts with an outer box, a leatherette travel pouch with suede lining, a warranty card that embodies the 2-year globally valid Rolex-backed warranty. Note, this is not a retail warranty, but backed by Rolex and actionable at any of its authorized points of sales and service. A leatherette wallet includes the warranty terms and conditions manual. A holographic hang tag marks this as a certified pre-owned Rolex watch, and a manual details Rolex's values as a company. The certified pre-owned program: care, feeding, service, and use of your Rolex, locations of points of sales and service, and details of Rolex.com. Rolex certified pre-owned watches are backed only by Rolex.